Greetings from Everyday GMP. I am your presenter from Everyday GMP. This is series of video, and this is last video of the series. Term used in EU guidelines for good manufacturing practice for medicinal products for human and veterinary use. In this video we will cover terms starts from alphabet U, V, W, X, Y and Z. Further series is covered in other videos. Total 6 videos are in this series, and this is last video. Links of previous videos are in description. Keep watching all videos, so let's start. 1, 2, 3. Let's start. We will learn today so many terms and definitions like: what is unidirectional airflow? What is unidirectional airflow unit? What do you mean by worst case? Water system in details. In the last we will discuss Z value. Let's move to main session. EU GMP Guidelines Annex 1. In the world of pharmaceuticals, precision and adherence to regulations are paramount. Understanding the key definitions and terminology laid out in the European Union Good Manufacturing Practice Guidelines, Annex 1, is not just important, it's essential. Exploring pharmaceutical definitions from EU GMP Guidelines Annex 1 unlock the language of pharmaceuticals and dive into the core terminology that shapes the industry. Join us on this educational journey to understand the key definitions that ensure precision and quality in pharmaceutical manufacturing. So before start, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. So let's start. So let's discuss what is unidirectional airflow. It is an airflow moving in a single direction, in a robust and uniform manner, and at sufficient speed, to reproducibly sweep particles away from the critical processing or testing area. In continuation of unidirectional airflow, clean rooms and clean air equipment such as unidirectional airflow units, UDAFs, RABS and isolators, used for the manufacture of sterile products, should be qualified according to the required characteristics of the environment. Each manufacturing operation requires an appropriate environmental cleanliness level in the operational state in order to minimize the risk of contamination of the product or materials being handled. Appropriate cleanliness levels in the at rest and operational states should be maintained. Unidirectional airflow (UDAF) unit, a cabinet supplied with filtered unidirectional airflow, previously referred to as a laminar airflow unit or LAF. Another strong and important term is used as worst case. It is a set of conditions encompassing processing limits and circumstances, including those within standard operating procedures, that pose the greatest chance of process or product failure when compared with ideal conditions. Such conditions have the highest potential to, but do not necessarily always result in product or process failure. Continuing worst case. When inspection is performed manually, it should be conducted under suitable and controlled conditions of illumination and background. Inspection rates should be appropriately controlled and qualified. Operators performing the inspection should undergo visual inspection qualification, whilst wearing corrective lenses, if these are normally worn, at least annually. Continuing worst case. The qualification should be undertaken using appropriate samples from the manufacturer's defect library sets and taking into consideration worst-case scenarios, e.g. inspection time, line speed where the product is transferred to the operator by a conveyor system, container size or fatigue, and should include consideration of eyesight checks. Operator distractions should be minimized and frequent breaks, of an appropriate duration, should be taken from inspection. Water system. A system for producing, storing and distributing water, usually compliant to a specific pharmacopoeia grade, e.g. purified water and water for injection, WFI. Continuing waster system used in pharmaceuticals. Water treatment plant and distribution systems should be designed, constructed, installed, commissioned, qualified, monitored and maintained to prevent microbiological contamination and to ensure a reliable source of water of an appropriate quality. Measures should be taken to minimize the risk of presence of particulates, microbial contamination, proliferation and endotoxin, pyrogen, e.g. sloping of piping to provide complete drainage and the avoidance of dead legs. Where filters are included in the system, special attention should be given to their monitoring and maintenance. Water produced should comply with the current monograph of the relevant pharmacopoeia. Water systems should be qualified and validated to maintain the appropriate levels of physical, chemical and microbial control, taking the effect of seasonal variation into account. Water flow should remain turbulent through the pipes in water distribution systems to minimize the risk of microbial adhesion and subsequent biofilm formation. The flow rate should be established during qualification and be routinely monitored. Where WFI storage tanks are equipped with hydrophobic bacteria retentive vent filters, the filters should not be a source of contamination and the integrity of the filter tested before installation and after use. Controls should be in place to prevent condensation formation on the filter, e.g. by heating. WFI systems should include continuous monitoring systems such as total organic carbon, TOC, and conductivity, as these may give a better indication of overall system performance than discrete sampling. Sensor locations should be based on risk. Z value, the temperature difference that leads to a 10-fold change in the D value of the biological indicators. Z value are thermal destruction value. A Z value is defined as the number of degrees, Celsius or Fahrenheit, required to change a D value by 10 folds. In the practical sense, it is a measure of how susceptible a spore population is to changes in temperature. That's all for today's video on terms and definitions used in pharmaceuticals. This last video of the series. 6/6 If you found this information helpful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay. If you have any questions or want to share your journey, leave a comment below. Until next time, keep dreaming big and reaching for your goals.